No one expected the hallway of a Huntsville event center to become the scene of the biggest explosion of the season. It was supposed to be a calm day, filled with cameras, glam teams, and the usual quiet tension that comes with filming. But what unfolded between Marsau and Stormi didn't feel like television. It felt raw, real, and charged with a history neither of them had dealt with directly until now. The moment hit like thunder, echoing through the building as producers scrambled, cast members froze, and the internet later erupted over every leaked detail. Because when a man who has been dodging rumors for months finally snaps and a woman built on poise suddenly loses her footing, that's when the truth or the lie finally shows its face. People on set said they felt the shift in the air before a single word was spoken. Stormi had walked in looking confident, calm, and prepared for whatever the day brought. But beneath that polished energy was something heavier, something she tried desperately to hide behind soft smiles and carefully chosen words. Marsau, on the other hand, had arrived with a look that told everyone he wasn't playing along with the games anymore. He was done with indirect comments, done with vague posts, and done with being painted as the shadowy figure behind a rumor he insisted he had nothing to do with. But here's the twist: the real explosion didn't start with anger. It started with a question, one simple question that knocked the breath out of Stormi and pushed Marsau past every line he had tried not to cross. Before anyone knew it, voices rose. Stormi's eyes widened. Marsau's frustration broke free. Crew members stepped back. And for the first time since the baby rumor shook Huntsville, the two people standing at the center of it finally faced each other without filters, nerves, or media-trained answers. What happened next wasn't scripted. It wasn't producer-planned. It wasn't for show. It was the kind of confrontation that exposes everything: the truth, the lies, and the secrets no one wanted to admit. But to understand why this moment became the breaking point, you have to go back. Because none of this began with a hallway argument. It started months earlier, when a pregnancy announcement dropped online without warning, without explanation, and without the usual joy that comes with sharing such news. Instead of celebration, it sparked whispers, theories, and suspicion that wrapped themselves tightly around Stormi and swept Marsau into the center of a storm neither of them were prepared for. Before the chaos, Stormi Steele was known for her grind, her business empire, and her steady image of control. She built canvas beauty with dedication and boldness, becoming one of the few businesswomen on the show who didn't depend on drama to stay relevant. People respected her hustle. They admired her ambition. And for a long time, Stormi and Courtney presented themselves as a united front, partners in business and in life, pushing through the challenges of growth together. But what nobody expected was how quietly things began to crumble. Behind the scenes, changes were happening that didn't make sense to the fans who followed every move. Courtney stopped appearing in promotions. His presence on social media suddenly faded. The couple who once looked like teammates began moving like strangers, drifting in different directions. And right when the silence became impossible to ignore, Stormi posted her pregnancy reveal, radiant, posed, and captioned with a message that seemed innocent at first glance. God's timing always. But the timing is exactly what made people pause. It didn't match the energy of someone announcing a new beginning with their husband. And what really lit the spark was Courtney's reaction, or rather, his complete lack of one. No comment. No repost. No congratulatory words. Nothing. For a man who used to be involved in every part of her world, the silence was deafening. Then came the murmurs. Then the screenshots. Then the theories about another man, one who already had a complicated history on the show. A man known for his charm, but also for the whispers that followed him like shadows. Marsau Scott. His name spread across blogs faster than wildfire. Fans pulled up old clips, matched outfits, dissected timelines, and connected dots that might not have belonged together. But perception is powerful. And once people start believing something, it's almost impossible to pull them back. Stormi said nothing. Marsau said little. Courtney disappeared. And Letitia, Marsau's wife, watched everything unfold from a distance. Her silence, too, spoke loudly. Now, enter producers who saw a storyline too explosive to ignore. They tried to pair Stormi and Marsau for scenes, hoping anything would give clarity. But both of them dodged. Both refused to speak directly about the rumor. Weeks passed. Months passed. And all the while, tension grew so thick you could feel it through the screen. And then, on a day that looked normal to everyone else, the truth began to crack open. Stormi had just finished an interview segment, answering questions with that same carefully maintained calm she always carried. But as she walked toward the hallway to fix her hair and take a quick break, she didn't expect to see Marsau waiting. He was leaning against the wall, arms crossed, jaw tight, the posture of a man ready to stop running. No cameras were rolling yet. No producers were staging anything. It was just them. "Stormi," he started, voice low but heavy, "we need to talk." She froze. That one sentence already told her everything. This wasn't a casual conversation. This wasn't small talk. And this time, she wouldn't be able to deflect or walk away without giving him something real. She tried to smile, tried to play it cool, but Marsau wasn't interested in polite energy. "You lied," he said suddenly. Her breath hitched. Not because of the word, but because she realized he knew something she thought he didn't. "What are you talking about?" she asked quietly, her voice betraying the nervousness she tried to hide. Marsau stepped closer. "You told production I reached out to you during that weekend in Atlanta. You told them I called you, texted you, checked in with you. But I didn't. And you know I didn't." Her eyes widened as she tried to process how he found out. She had spoken to producers privately, thinking the conversation would stay between them and the show. She thought the comments would help shift the narrative away from her and toward the storyline the network kept pushing. She didn't expect those words to circle back to him. And they had. Because someone in production couldn't resist giving him a heads up. Stormi's composure cracked. "I never said that," she whispered. That's when Marsau's voice rose. "Yes. You did." Crew members down the hall turned. The shift was impossible to ignore. Stormi swallowed, her throat tightening as she tried to keep her face from breaking, but the guilt hung in the air between them like thick fog. "You let people think I was involved in something I wasn't," he said, frustration building. "You let folks drag my name. You let my marriage take hits. You let my kids hear about rumors they shouldn't even know exist. And you did all of that without saying a word to correct anything." She shook her head quickly. "I never said you were involved. I never blamed you. People made their own assumptions. That's not what this is about," he snapped. "This is about you letting a lie live long enough to become the truth." Stormi's breathing grew shallow. She wasn't used to being confronted like this, especially not by someone who had just as many skeletons in his closet as she did. Her instinct was to fight back, to protect herself, to make sure she didn't look like the villain in a situation spiraling out of control. But what nobody expected was the next thing that came out of Marsau's mouth. "I know what you told production about the dates," he said. "I know what you implied about Atlanta. And I know you said you weren't sure where I was that weekend. But Stormi, you knew exactly where I was." Her lips parted, but nothing came out. "You and I were not together," he said firmly. "We weren't talking. We weren't meeting. We weren't anything. And you let this go on because it protected you." The silence was suffocating. Stormi blinked back, the sting forming in her eyes. Not because she felt guilty, but because she felt exposed. She wasn't expecting him to come at her like this, not with so much force, not with so much certainty, and definitely not with his voice loud enough for the hallway to hum with it. What made it worse was that Letitia had just arrived on set. She froze at the corner, unseen by both of them, watching the scene unfold with a look you couldn't define with one word: hurt, anger, curiosity, fear. It was all there. Stormi finally managed to speak. "I didn't lie," she whispered. "I didn't tell them anything that wasn't already out there." Marsau shook his head. "That's the problem. You didn't stop anything either." His voice cracked for the first time. And suddenly, this wasn't about TV or rumors. This was about the real damage the situation caused, damage that hit his marriage, his home, and his peace. What was I supposed to do? Stormi asked, her voice trembling. I was dealing with my own chaos. My husband walked out. My business was shaking. People were coming for me left and right. I didn't have the strength to fight every rumor. You had the strength to defend yourself, Marsau shot back. You just didn't have the strength to defend the truth. Then came the moment no one forgot. Stormi stepped forward, voice cracking. Why are you blaming me for something that wasn't even my doing? You act like you had nothing to do with why people questioned you in the first place. That hit him hard. Because whether he admitted it or not, his reputation made him an easy target. And Stormi knew it. But here was the twist no one saw coming. Marsau wasn't angry because people thought he was guilty. He was angry because Stormi had information that could clear him and she chose not to share it. You know the timeline doesn't line up, he said quietly now, voice shaking with emotion instead of rage. You know it. But you let everyone believe it might. Stormi's shoulders slumped. Tears finally spilled, and she quickly wiped them away, trying to protect what little dignity she had left. I didn't want to talk about anything, she whispered. I was trying to survive. He stared at her for a long moment. The anger didn't disappear, but something softer pushed through disappointment. Deep, genuine disappointment. You could have survived without putting me in the line of fire, he said. Her voice broke completely. I didn't put you there. People did. No, he replied. You let them. Letitia finally stepped forward then, causing Stormi to freeze and Marsau to tense. Is this what we're doing now? Letitia asked quietly. Just letting rumors live because it's easier than telling the truth? Stormi turned away, wiping more tears. She didn't respond. And that silence told Letitia everything she needed to know. The emotional fallout hit harder than anyone expected. For Stormi, it wasn't just a confrontation, it was a collapse of the fragile image she had tried to hold together. For Marsau, it wasn't only about clearing his name, it was about protecting his marriage and family from wounds that kept reopening. And for Letitia, it was confirmation that the wound she tried to ignore wasn't imaginary. It was real. And it was deeper than she thought. What happened in that hallway became the scene producers whispered about, cast members replayed in their minds, and fans waited to see unfold on screen. But the truth behind it wasn't about drama for entertainment. It was about betrayal, intentional or not, and the heavy cost of silence. Stormi left the building early that day. She didn't speak to anyone. She didn't film another scene. She got in her car, closed the door, and let the weight of everything hit her all at once. The burden of rumors. The guilt of omission. The fear of losing everything she built. And the pain of knowing that one choice, one moment of silence could change every relationship around her. Marsau went home with a storm brewing inside him. Not anger. Not resentment. Just exhaustion. He knew the internet wouldn't stop. He knew the whispers wouldn't fade quickly. But for the first time, he felt like he had stood up for himself even if the truth wasn't fully out yet. And Letitia, well, she left with a different clarity. One that wasn't fueled by anger, but by resolve. A woman can forgive a rumor. She can forgive a mistake. But she cannot forgive a lie that grows because someone else allows it to breathe. As for the truth behind the baby situation, there's still more to unfold. Because what people don't realize is that Stormi wasn't hiding one lie. She was hiding several layers of fear of judgment, fear of losing her marriage, fear of public shame, and fear of telling the world something that would change her life forever. And the question now isn't whether Stormi lied. It's why she felt she had to. The season will reveal the rest. The reunion will expose even more. But everything changed the moment Marsau shouted her name in that hallway. Because that was the day the truth stopped whispering and started screaming. And in Huntsville, nothing, absolutely nothing, stays hidden for long.